this demonstration I'm going to show you how to put together the fantastic new John Next Door reveal card to make the square reveal card. So you have a simple looking gatefold card, but when you open the doors, the two doors open up to show you the message. So we open the doors and the doors slide apart, showing you the message or showing you the stamped image or whatever image you want to have. Here's one using the other sort of oundle shaped thing in there. Again, blank for you to put your message in. But you just close it up and it's completely flat for postage. Only has one little bit of foam tape in, so it doesn't make a difference to postage charges. But you can slide it open. And you can actually make this as a rectangular card as well, and I'll be showing that in another demonstration. So if I bring in the die that we use, and this is the die set as it comes. So you get the large section here, which makes you the gatefold card. So you could use this for a simple 5-inch square gatefold card. Each panel is 2.5 inches with a 5-inch height and a 5-inch width. You get the section that gives you the sliding doors, and again these can be used separately. You get the section for the middle, which makes you the section that the doors slide into, and you also get a little set of rectangles and a little set of this oundle shape. There is an oundle die to match with this to give you a start on the apertures in your card. You can use the other dies that come with this collection or many other dies you've got at home to make your window any sort of shape and size that you want to. So I'm going to move that out of the way and we'll start. So what you need to do is to cut yourself first of all the section that makes you the main card, and the score lines are on here, quite simple, and these will emboss through. You don't have to emboss the die, these will just emboss through. So we'll meet the sections together and just fold down those two so you have your opening gatefold. You will need 2 of the sliding doors, and again these have been sized to fit, and I'll show this as we go along. And these again have got the fold line that you need embossed into it, so we will make the folds on those. Very simple. And then fold those back out, and then you have the center section, and this has 2 fold lines at the top. So what we do with these are, rather than fold lines, these are curl lines. So it's not as definitive, so it curls round to give you that little bit of space. So you don't want to crisp fold those, you just curl those round. So the first thing we need to do is cut our window. So we would simply curl those round and then fold it out so that the machine doesn't press them out. And what I've done here is I've drawn a line exactly halfway down across. So this is at 2 inches, and I've marked the center between these 2 pieces as well. And I'm going to take one of the oundle dies and place it onto that straight line. And again, you can draw a line across, but it's less to rub out this way, and make sure they're in the center. And that's the easiest way to get this in the right place. And you do this with any shape. So we'd simply tape that down. We would then run that through our die cutting machine, cut it, and then we would remove the lines. So if I bring in one here that I did earlier, so I've cut the pieces in, and what I've then done, curl those pieces back out, and I've added foam tape. I've used 2mm foam tape just on this side, and that's so that you've got, when it's down, that little bit of springiness in the section, so it's not all quite so crisp. So what we will then do is bring in our main body of our card, and it's at this point that you would stamp a sentiment or put the piece in that you want to be seen through the doors. On this occasion I'm going to leave it blank, but you would put in the section that you want there. So what we need to do next, we bring in our 2 doors, make sure that the fold has been put in, and you don't need to use a bone folder or anything, you just want to make sure these are nice and crisply folded. And I've put power tape, so you can use power tape or red line tape, down each of these flaps. I place these into place just like this. I'm going to take my center section, so I'm going to pull these out, and I'm going to remove the protective from the tape, and I'm simply going to put that evenly into the card, just like this. There we go. Give that a little fold, but you can see now that bows out slightly. So I'm then going to slide in my first door, and I put it up to the line where that folds. I'm going to slide in my second door on the alternate side. There we go. And again, make sure it's against that fold. We then simply remove the protective of the red line or the power tape, and we just check to make sure it's nice and even against that fold. So we just put it into place and close the door. We do the same on the other side and close the door, and just make sure that it's nicely stuck down. So we give it a really good press, and a really good press on this side. Okay, and then you would basically just ease these open. You need to make sure that no glue has stuck on here. So on here you can see it's stuck down a little bit. So if you do that, we simply run it out. We think it's important to show you what can go wrong. So it's stuck to the back, we don't want that. So we're just going to move that out slightly. Get that to the right place again. Make sure that that's nice and stuck down. There we go. So that door slides. Check the second side, and again make sure it's not stuck to there, and slide that out, and give those a really good press. And you take a little bit more time, but as you can see there, I close the card, and it takes a couple of times to get that right, and make sure it's all well pressed. Then once it is, your doors will slide open and slide closed, slide open and slide closed. So you just make sure that when you've actually made this, you've given it a good few slides just to make sure it's closed. And you can decorate this however you want to, and use lots of different pieces and lots of different things to get it in a completely different way. If I bring in a couple of samples that have been made, then you'll be able to see how it can work in different ways. So here we have, this time I've used the Haddon panels. So I made a little protective slide, but again, still flat. But when I open that, there we go, every time upside down, I've got that message in the middle, and this is using the Woodford in the centre of there. Here we have another one, all beautifully decorated on the front, and a little indication of which way up to hold it. And again, just opens up, and this slides open to show you the beautiful little gnome in the middle of it with the leaves on either side. Gives you something to really highly decorate. And here we have another one again, this time using the oundle on the outside. As we open that, we've got the beautiful paper inside, and we've got the message "Time to Celebrate." We close that one up, and it's closed. A very simple, easy card to make, and take a little bit of time and let your imagination go mad on these. You really can do some completely amazing things. Enjoy.